right now, Hurricane Melissa is hitting Cuba after devastating Jamaica. It's a powerful and historic storm, and some people are blaming climate change. Copenhagen Consensus President Bjorn Lomborg joins me now. Why do you say that climate change is not the whole story with this hurricane?
Well, Stuart, listen, you all the time hear whenever there's a hurricane, oh, see global warming. But that's not how science works. You actually have to look at the totality of all the hurricanes that have hit the world. And actually, we have a good measure for that. That's what science does. And it tells us right now, we have seen activity of about 82% of what we normally have. So in fact, we've seen less hurricane activity this year than we normally see. This is not an extreme year. This is just simply NGOs pointing at whatever they can find on TV and saying, see, global warming doesn't work here. It doesn't work everywhere else when they point to places that burn, but forget that the global statistics say there's less burn. We need to look at the global statistics, not just whatever is fashionable right now.
Okay. Bill Gates, he's calling for a strategic pivot from curbing emissions in the climate change fight. He's really changed his tune here. Why do you think he's doing that?
Well, I think, I mean, I don't know, you have to ask him, but I think what he's really doing is he's saying if you look at the science, namely the climate economics, they've been telling us for many years that yes, there is a problem with climate, but you also need to look at what's the cost and what's the benefit. And that's exactly what Bill is now saying. He's saying for every dollar spent, you need to look at where can you do the most good for human welfare. And unfortunately, many of the climate policies that people suggest will cost hundreds of trillions of dollars and do very little good only 100 years from now. There's so much more good we can do. In Africa, not only are they telling us it's what they want to focus on, but it's where you can do a lot more good on education, on nutrition, on disease. These are places where you can spend a little amount of dollars and do an incredible amount of good.
Next one, Bjorn. In your latest op-ed, you criticized the World Bank's decades-long detour into climate activism. Let me start with this. How much of the World Bank's budget actually goes to climate change?
So they actually say 44% of their money goes to climate, and they're very proud of this. And of course, remember, the World Bank was instituted to help poor people. Instead, we're spending 44% on this, on things that the poor themselves are saying, this is not what we want first. We're essentially saying, yeah, I know that you have problems with poverty. I know that your kids might be dying tonight from easily curable infectious diseases. But you know what? We're going to cut carbon emissions instead, which will help you a tiny bit in 100 years. It's really, really wrong. And we need to stop this. We need to get the World Bank and everybody else back to basics and back to doing what really works.
You got it. Bjorn Lomborg, always a pleasure. Thanks very much for joining us, sir. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.